Hey guys, this is Eric with the Buckling Group. I want to give you more information about the role noted in the email. This is the one where you can work from anywhere, and you work from home actually 25% of the time. So this is a Fortune 100 client. I've had them for a number of years now. It's obviously a unique role. It's worked really well for some people that want to maybe move. Or I had somebody. I'll give you a good example. So I had somebody that lived in Boston. His girlfriend was going to graduate school in LA. So, he was working with this job and he moved from Boston to LA and, still kept his job because what he does is in this role, you travel to the location, you meet up with your team just like you would in public accounting. You do the work there. And then when you go home, you're working from home. I've had them do schedules where you're home for a week. I've had it do schedules where you work like, 3 to 4 days maybe in the field and then you're back and, Friday you're working from home. It just depends on the engagement, the travel, and honestly, like how close you are to an airport, because obviously depending on that, it's going to be more or less convenient for you. So you work from home that 25% of the time. It's so flexible. They don't micromanage. Obviously everyone's got a cell phone. They can call you, text you if something comes up. If you got a doctor's appointment or you don't like to start early in the morning, you like to work late at night, they don't really care. They don't micromanage. They hire people that know they're going to get the work done, and we don't need to micromanage them. So with the role, a little bit more detail about what they do after a couple years. So it's really a 2-year internal audit rotation. So you're going to spend 2 years in this role, and 50% of the work is operations. So you're going to be auditing more operations work, working with operations managers, and so this really opens up your opportunities for promotion, because people will leave and some will go finance accounting. Some will go operations. Most of these operations role, I think this is cool. I'm a former CPA. What they use you as is almost like a liaison. So you go into these roles where you're now somebody that understands operations because of your audit experience, auditing operation, but you also understand how the numbers are just, a way of interpreting interpreting the operations. So a lot of these people in operations, they don't have that knowledge base that you have. So you're a great person to have, in meetings, doing research and educating them. So I think it's a cool option. I'm a recruiter now. I obviously didn't want to be doing month-end close the rest of my life, but it gives you more options, because now when you're leaving public accounting, you have reporting, audit, but this kind of opens it up where you can do more operations. So after 2 years, you can be promoted into various groups or departments, wherever you choose. A lot of the times, 50% of the time, it happens pretty organically. So, you'll be doing work in a group, and that manager will say, hey, I've got this role opening up. Check it out. Please let me know if you're interested. You really don't even end up applying. It happens very organically. But the other 50% of the time is, all the positions that this Fortune 100 company has, they post internally before they post them externally. And with your background, and now that you know the company, know their operations, know their finances, it makes you a pretty good candidate, much better than any external candidate for the role. So most of the time, you really do get to pick and choose what you want to do. As far as location, now because of the flexibility of this audit role, you can always choose to stay in audit and be promoted up through audit. But if you want to be promoted, so you can go to one of their 3 headquarters after the 2 years. So you wouldn't always be able to work remotely. And they have headquarters in just outside of 45 minutes outside of New York, in New Jersey, Minneapolis, and Phoenix, Arizona. With that being said, there's also facilities all throughout the U.S. So I had somebody go to Chicago, where he was working at like a plant facility to be a plant controller. So after a couple of years, there is some relocation potentially if you want to get outside of audit. But in the first couple of years, obviously, you have a ton of flexibility, and Fortune 100 company now in your resume. So if you're interested in learning more, I can tell you more of the company, the industry and everything. It's manufacturing, but I can give you more detail if you want to schedule a time to chat. Just click the link on the email that schedules a time to chat with me. I'll give you more info. It's been a client for a few years, and I look forward to chatting with you on the phone.